5 basic debit and credit accounting questions. Let's see how much you can score. Question number 1. Obtain a bank loan of 100,000 and the bank directly transferred the funds to the bank account. Option A, debit bank loan credit cash. Option B, debit cash credit bank loan. Option C, debit bank credit bank loan. Option D, debit bank loan credit bank. I will give you 10 seconds to get the correct answer. Before getting the correct answer, let me remind the debit and credits for you. In your accounting equation, you have studied asset equals equity plus liability plus income minus expense. So if you take the expense other side, asset plus expense is equal to equity plus liability plus income. So this is the left side of your equation and this is the right side of your equation. So how you can remember is, if any element increase in the left side of the equation, it should be a debit record. If any element increase in the right side of the equation, it should be a credit record. Now in this question they have given obtain a bank loan of 100,000 US dollars. So if you take a bank loan, your liability will increase. Liability increases, it should be a credit record. Which liability is increasing? Your bank loan liability is increasing. And in the question they have given the bank directly transferred the funds to the bank account. So if bank directly transfer the funds to bank account, your bank asset is increasing. So asset increases, it should be a debit record. So which asset is increasing? Your bank asset is increasing. So debit record should be bank, credit record should be bank loan. That option should be there in which answer? It is there in option C. Question 2. Purchased a machine for 200,000 US dollars from XYZ Ltd. Answer A, debit purchase credit cash. Answer B, debit machine credit XYZ Ltd. Answer C, debit cash credit purchase. Answer D, debit machine credit cash. I will give you 10 seconds to get the answer. Purchased a machine for 200,000 US dollars from XYZ Ltd. So if you purchased an asset, what will happen? Your asset will increase. So asset is there in your left side. Any element in the left side, if it increase, it should be a debit record. So which asset is increasing? Your machine asset is increasing. So your machine should be debit. And your credit record should be what? You might think, okay, this credit record should be cash. But what you have to understand in your question, if they have given a company's name saying that a particular purchase is made, and if they have given a company's name, what you have to understand, it should be a credit purchase. So what will happen is your XYZ Limited's payable value will get increased. So XYZ Limited payable value will get increased. That means your liability towards XYZ is increasing. If liability increases, it's there in the right side of the equation. It should be a credit record. So your answer should be your machine is increasing, asset, debit record, your liability is increasing for XYZ Limited, credit record should be XYZ Limited's account. So debit machine, credit XYZ Limited. So that answer is there in option B. Question 3. Purchase trading goods for 10,000 US dollars. Answer A, debit purchase, credit cash. Option B, debit purchase, credit trade payables. Option C, debit cash, credit purchase. Option D, debit trade payables, credit cash. I will give you 10 seconds to complete the question. If you purchase goods for 10,000 US dollars, what you have to understand, your cash asset will get decreased. So asset decreases, any element which is there in the left side, if it increases it should be a debit record, if it decreases it should be a credit record. So your cash asset is decreasing, therefore your credit record should be cash. From other end, you are purchasing trading goods, so your purchases are increasing, that means expense purchases are increasing, your debit record should be purchase. So the double entry should be for this question, purchase is an expense, therefore it's a debit record, your cash is decreasing, therefore it's a credit record. So debit purchase, credit cash, it is there in option A. Question 4. Sales on credit 500,000 US dollars. Answer A, debit cash, credit sales. Answer B, debit sales, credit trade receivables. Answer C, debit trade payables and credit sales. Answer D, debit trade receivables and credit sales. I will give you 10 seconds to complete the question. Sales on credit for 500,000 US dollars. So sales is an income. This is the left side of the equation, right side of the equation. Left side of the equation increases debit record. Right side of the equation, if it increases, it should be a credit record. Sales is an income. Income increases, it should be a credit record. So credit sales. Then what should be the debit record? In the question they have given sales are made on credit. That means you have not received the cash. That means your customers should make you the payment after some number of days. So those customers are trade receivable for you. You should get that cash from the customers after some number of days. So trade receivable is an asset. Asset increases, it should be a debit record. So your double entry should be debit record trade receivables, credit record sales. So that answer is there in fourth option, which is option D. Question 5. Electricity 5,000 and not paid yet. Answer A, debit electricity credit cash. Answer B, debit electricity credit other payables. Answer C, debit other payables and credit electricity. Answer D, debit electricity and credit trade payables. I will give you 10 seconds to complete the question. Electricity not yet paid. If you take electricity, electricity is an expense. So electricity expense is there in the left side of the equation. Any element left side of the equation, if it increase, it should be a debit record. So your electricity is an expense. So debit record, what is that? It is your electricity. And in this question they have given electricity is not paid yet. That means you have to pay that electricity later. That means there is a liability to you. The liability is there in the right side of the equation. Any element which increase the right side of the equation, it should be a credit record. So what liability is increasing? What you have to understand, other payable liability. This is not trade payable. Trade payable, you have to record whatever the payables that you have to make, the goods that you are purchasing for trading purpose. Except for that, if you have any other payables, it will come under other payables. Because you have not paid this electricity payment, the liability is other payables. So your credit record is other payables. So debit electricity, credit other payables. So that answer is there in option B. How many correct answers you got? Please make sure to post a comment. If you have any other suggestions, you can comment that as well. If you have not watched my double entry rule video, link is there in the description, and make sure to subscribe my channel to watch future videos.